I got asked in one of my videos, there was a comment, and I do read and try to respond to every comment that comes on my channel. Because I don't get a lot of comments. But I was asked about the inside of a holster. And this, you can see, is kind of, I don't know how well you can see it, it's kind of rough. And it happens. I mean, it's just kind of the nature of leather. And this would be the flesh side, the inside. The other side is the skin side. I think that's the way they call it. I don't know. This is the inside. The not as desirable side. So, how to deal with some of that roughness. And, you know, it's currently dyed. And you can hear that it's kind of rough. And how I deal with it is I will take and put tan coat on it. And this is the inside of a holster, so this, all the undyed portion there is just going to get glued together anyway, so you'll never see it. But I'll tan coat everything, just like I would on the finished product. It'll all get tan coated anyway. But I'll apply tan coat, and then once the tan coat is dry, which takes a couple hours, so I'll probably slide over to my reloading bench and do a little reloading. But once it's all dry, then you can sand it, and it'll take those, you know, you don't do a real heavy sanding on it. You want to just do a light sanding, and it will take those high spots off. And sometimes you need to do it a couple times, but not usually. Usually once is enough. So I've got my tan coat on there, and I did the both sides of the holster here. So once it's dry, I'll come back and I'll show you what I do then. Some people use, you know, a random orbit sander. I just do it by hand because I really don't do it to a lot of pieces, just holsters generally. So when this is dry, I'll come back and turn you back on and show you how I do it. Alright, so my tan coat's dry, and all the spots where it was, you know, kind of scratchy and scuffy before is now stiff. I mean, it's standing up. So if I go lightly, this is just 220 grit sandpaper, and I can just kind of lightly go over it. And what it does is it starts knocking off the tops of it, and you know, I can sand it, basically sand all of it down till it's smooth again. So I'm done with my 220 grit. Now if I'm going to take a little 320. I got a little spot here. It's a little rougher than I like. I'm not using a lot of pressure. So I'm just going lightly over it. Before you feel it, you want to make sure you blow the dust off, brush it off, and then go and feel it. It's actually feeling really good right now. I like to go in a couple of different directions on it. But now if I take a card and it just sounds nice and smooth. And that's what you want. And it looks like you sanded it. I can easily go over this again with another coat of dye, and it'll be basically, you know, we've sanded, most of the tan coat is sanded off it at this point. So another coat of dye wouldn't hurt it. It'll make it a little darker. But that's about it. At this point I'm just going to leave it. I'll tan coat it after I assemble the holster, and it'll come out to be about the same color as the outside of the holster. And it'll be ready to go. So there's a little quick tip on how to get that smooth when it's, you know, all rough like this. And you can just get it smoothed out. I didn't do these areas because, well, they don't really need to be done. I do have to punch a couple of holes in there because this is getting some different kind of clips. But yeah, that's all there is to it. And she'll be ready to go when after I tan coat it. So there's your quick tip. Thanks for watching, and we'll get with you in the next video. Stay safe. God bless.